Hey guys, welcome. Hey, we're having some issues here with Zoom, so we'll start in a few minutes. Welcome everyone. Sorry about that, having some issues with Zoom here. All right, guys, we'll get started shortly here. All right. Just bear with me here. We'll get started shortly. Hope everyone had a great weekend. We'll get started shortly.
Vitamin, mineral fusion, all the essential vitamins, all the essential minerals.
All right, guys, we'll get started shortly here. All right, guys, we'll get started shortly. Hey, Travis, welcome.
Hey, David.
Hello. Hey, Kim, welcome, Kim. Welcome, welcome, Brian.
How you doing, David?
Hey, we'll get started shortly. Hey, Stella, welcome, welcome. Garvin, welcome. Hey, Bill, welcome. We'll get started shortly. Hey, Johnny, welcome.
Hello.
All right, guys, we'll get started here in a minute. Trying to get everything set up. I apologize for the late start. We've got a lot to go over. Hey, Kyle, welcome.
Hi, how are you?
Good, good. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get started. TradeStation is booting up here. I apologize. My whole system went down and I'm trying to get everything going again here. So, as you guys know, tonight we talk about on Sundays, cryptos, Bitcoin in particular, and Forex. We'll look for opportunities in Forex this week. Lots happening, especially in cryptos. Okay, so those of you who have been with us Bitcoin made a big move, broke that 40K support level. So that should not be a surprise to any of us. We've been watching that and looking for Bitcoin to break that level. All right, so we'll take a look at it. Let me share my screen here. Let me share my screen right here. And as soon as everything populate here, we'll go ahead and get started. All right, still downloading everything here. All right. Yeah, big move. Did you guys see that move in Bitcoin? Did anyone see that move in Bitcoin?
Yeah, there's quite a drop there, wasn't there?
Quite a drop. Here it is right here. All right, so here was Friday's move here, broke support. So it's clearly in the markdown phase, so we should not be surprised. Hey, you know what? We'll let everyone else be surprised of this move, right? So, but guess what? We're not surprised at all. As a matter of fact, we've been anticipating this move. And I want you guys, we'll talk about this evening, right? We need to, and as we look at Bitcoin, here is the 30,000 mark here on Bitcoin. So here is 30,000. We've been talking about it's clearly in the markdown phase, right? So broke this support here, that's redistribution, right here, redistribution. All right, and we heading towards 30,000 on Bitcoin, right? 30,000 is right here. Depending on how the price gets to this 30,000 mark, and I think it's almost a matter of time till it gets to 30,000. All right, depending on how it reacts to the price here at 30,000, will tell us where price will move next. All right. This is pretty good support here, 30,000, right? That's pretty decent support rather than here, right? Rather than here. So this is pretty good support. So we'll anticipate that it might hold here, but guess what? Normally, if price tests support or resistance several times, right, it weakens that area. All right, so we'll look to see. My opinion doesn't matter, but I think we go lower than 30,000, but we'll wait to see. I want you guys, I had one trader, let's see, he's not on here. One trader called me and he said, David, it feels really good to be out of Bitcoin. And he said, I never thought I would say this, but boy, I hope Bitcoin really tanks. And that's the message, guys. This is why we do this, right? So rather than being in the trade, holding it as it goes down like this and being fearful, right? We want to be on the other side. Okay, so we want to be out, hoping that it just tanks. Hoping that it just tanks. Right? And hoping that, hey, somewhere down in this area, wherever the buyers come back in, whether it's 30,000, 20,000, 10,000, 5,000, 2,000, $1,000, right? Wherever that is, right? Whenever that is, when the longs decide to come back in, that's when we'll come back in. But it's really nice to be on the other side of these trades, right? Not holding the bag while the price moves lower, and we can wait, right? Wait and wait, patiently wait when the buying comes back in, and then we would get in, right? So this is a trader that never thought, he said, David, I never thought I would be saying this, but I hope Bitcoin goes down a lot lower. All right, so that's the lesson here with Bitcoin. And that's why I like to show Bitcoin, right? And you don't have to trade Bitcoin, but boy, it's a good example of we need to be on the other side of the trade. Let the other traders, let them lose money. All right. We always talk about this. This is a zero-sum game. Someone has to lose and someone has to win. All right. Our job is to win at this. Right. So we want to be out, waiting patiently. We'll know when the buying comes in, right? We'll know when the buying comes in. All right. So keep an eye on Bitcoin. Watch this area here, 30,000. That's going to be your area here to watch, to see if it holds like this and we get buying to come back in. If it doesn't hold there, right, then 20,000. As we know, Bitcoin likes these whole numbers. 20,000 is your next support area, right in here, 20,000. All right. If it gets below 30,000, you'll see some panic in the market, real panic in Bitcoin, right? So if it gets below 30,000, anywhere between 25 and 20,000, you might get some real panic, right? Right, real panic. All right. So that's what we want. It is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. All right. It is what it is. It just is what it is. All right. We rather be on this side waiting patiently rather than be in it. And that's the choice we have to make. Right. That's the choice. We can be on waiting or in it as it goes down. It is what it is. So I rather be and have you guys be on this side waiting patiently. And like my, other trader said, guess what? I hope it tanks. It is what it is. All right. So that's where we are with Bitcoin. Expect that the other cryptos to follow Bitcoin's move. So as we know, Bitcoin is a barometer for the entire crypto market. So as Bitcoin goes lower, okay, so will most of the other cryptos that are out there. Okay, so clearly in the markdown phase, there's no buying yet. Okay, so just wait. All right. Hey, Peter, you have a question?
Yes. They started a Bitcoin ETF called
Okay.
BITS. Does
Okay.
that ETF follow Bitcoin's path? Can you double check? BITS?
BITS?
Correct. T as in Tom.
Okay.
I think it's about 2 months old.
All right. BITS, right?
Correct.
Okay. Let's take a look here. All right. This is it here, BITS.
That's the one.
So it's moving same direction. Same direction. So it is a stock or ETF?
It's an ETF.
It's an ETF. So it opened when it started opened out at 28, right? So it's fairly new. It started when in November. Yeah, it looks like November. Yeah, I remember that ETF. Yeah. So yeah. So it opened out at 28, and now it's trading at 1546 right down here.
For us poor people, what Bitcoin turns around, this is the ETF we can get in.
Okay.
For us poor people, can't afford 20,000, 35,000 Bitcoin.
So we'll track it. We'll keep it on. I'll put a screen here for it. So when we're done, I'll make sure we track it as an opportunity to get in, but clearly it's following Bitcoin. And this is a good example, right? So here is Bitcoin right here. Let me put this, let me put it on. Let me do this. 1 second here. I'll go ahead and create it. And we might go a bit longer to make up for some time. Let's see here. All right, so Bitcoin is right here. And we'll put it right here. BITS. All right, while it's coming up, we'll go ahead. All right, let's see here. So keep an eye on Bitcoin. On the weekly time frame, guys, we have a sell signal on the weekly time frame. All right, and so this is good to know. Here on the weekly time frame on Bitcoin, we've got clear support right here. All right, so we've got clear support. This is your weekly. Every candle here is a week's worth of data here. All right, so we've got clear support right here, right at 30,000, that 30,000 mark. Here it is again, right on right here, that 30,000 mark. That's your support right here. That's your support. Price opened, gap down and opened right here. So Bitcoin is at 35 and change right here. All right. So there's no, it's broken every support until right here. This is the next support right here, right? 30,000. All right. The next support, follow me here. Follow me here. The next support, it doesn't matter what they say out there on the streets, right? Doesn't matter. I mean, they could be pulling for Bitcoin. It doesn't matter. If Bitcoin breaks this 30,000 mark right here, guys, there is no support until right here. Here is the next support in this area in here, right? So let's draw this out. And this is what you want to do with your other trading. You want to follow this price action, right? So this was the previous move to the upside. Right? The previous move to the upside was right around 10,000. Right? Here was our buy signal here. Right? Buy signal here. Went up all this way, came down, hit this support right here. All right. So that was our sell signal to get out. Just crazy moves here. Now, if Bitcoin gets to this 30,000 from here to here, follow me, from here to here, all right, there's no support. There's no support like this, right? So Bitcoin, if it breaks this mark, it could really move down to this support area in here, which is about 10,000. All right. You guys see that? Did you guys see that?
Yep.
All right. So
We do.
this is a big support here. Big support here at 30. Big support here at 10. Nothing in between. There is nothing in between to hold Bitcoin. All right. All right. Okay. So let's move on. That's Bitcoin. As far as Forex, let's take a look at Forex. All right. We want to be careful with this week with Forex. All right. We want to be careful, right? We don't have any real trending pairs. We don't have a single group that's consistent right now. Okay. So you basically you have to pick and choose. If you look here, right? It's kind of mixed. You've got euro pairs, you know, yen pairs, right? Dollar pairs. It's kind of mixed. All right. So they're still trying to figure out, right? That doesn't mean you can't trade, but there's no real direction. All right. We want, when we trade Forex, we want clear direction. We want a particular group, whether it's the dollar group, the yen pairs, euro pairs, pound pairs, right? All right. We want those pairs to be, right? We want a particular pair, a group to be leading. All right. To be leading. All right. So we don't have that. So we want to be very, very careful how we trade Forex. All right. Now things could change. It can absolutely change quickly. All right. We do have one trade that we're watching, we're in right now is the pound yen, right? A great short opportunity right here. And I know some of you are in this trade right here. All right. So stay with it, right? Stay with it. You might find some other opportunities. Just be careful. Just be careful. All right. Pound yen is right up here. Right. We got New Zealand yen. New Zealand yen is right here. Okay. So you've got some opportunities there. Euro yen, dollar yen is right here. All right. But what we want to see, a clear path where, you know, a certain group is leading. Right now it's mixed right now here. All right. So we might see a rotation in some of these pairs. All right. But that doesn't mean we can't trade. This is a great trade here. Right. Pound yen. All right. And when we get an opportunity to trade pound yen, that's always a good thing, right? To, you know, when we can, you know, go long like this and then go short like this. Let's see here. Any questions on Forex, this pound yen trade? Any questions? Who is in this pair? Who's in pound? Anyone in pound yen?
Yes, I'm in pound yen.
Yeah, I'm in it.
Yeah, I'm in. Yeah, I'm in it.
Yeah, I'm in it.
That's what we want. Oh my goodness, that's what we want. Yeah, we want, when we take these trades, guys, yeah, we want, you know, we want to be all in. We want to be all in. So great trading here, right? Nice buy signal here on this break of resistance here. Broke support, got a sell signal here to get out. Broke support right here, right? On this short right here, short trade, right? Got a nice little pullback, right? Pullback, retraced a bit right here, held, right? Never got us out, held, and then we're right here. All right. So I'm going to ask some of the new folks, new traders with us. What phase are we in here? What phase are we in? What phase are we in?
The markdown?
The markdown. Great job, Stella. Stella, you still in this?
Yes, I am.
And this is your first trade, right?
It's my first and only trade.
So you're doing good. It's not always like this now. So
Congratulations, Stella.
good job, Stella. Good job sticking with it. This is tough, right? So when we get a sell signal like this, right, and then the price moves down and then kind of goes against us, right, like this, that's pretty tough. All right, especially we look at our account, our P&L, right, and it's like, man, I'm losing, I'm down, right? So just understand that this is all part of it, you know. And Brian gave us some good tips. I'm going to peek on you, Brian. The last time that hey, and Brian and some of the guys that they've been trading for a while, right? So, you know, when this happens, guys, this happens a lot, right? That's why we don't put stop losses in here. All right. So the savvy traders will wait for this to happen. Okay. And then wait for price to come back down and perhaps break this support level to get in. Okay. Either option is good. Either option is good. Okay. As long as you guys take the trade. Okay. Newer traders, right? Take the trade. Right? Just take it. The savvy traders, you know, you guys know what you're doing. You can, you know, there's some tips and tricks you can do. We'll start having our Friday class every other Friday. We'll be doing some advanced stuff. Okay, so for the new traders, we'll go over how you guys can kind of minimize your losses and maximize your opportunities. So you can take the same trade here, but trade it a bit differently to maximize your opportunity. Okay, so what phase are we in here? Markdown phase, Stella said. Okay, so if it's in the markdown phase, what do we do here? If it's in the markdown phase, what do we do here? Anyone? What do we do here? If it's in the markdown phase, what do we do?
Nothing.
You let it run. Yeah, you let it run.
Yeah, we do nothing. We do nothing here. All right, we let it run. What can we anticipate next to happen next? What can we
Support
anticipate?
and resistance.
Very good, Brian. So we do nothing, and this is awesome. I mean, this is when you guys trade like this, guess what? All the nerves, all the nervousness, all these bad habits that we normally have will go away when we follow the 4 phases. All right. So guess what? We're in the markdown phase. We have no support and resistance lines yet. So guess what? There is nothing to do. There is nothing to do at some point. So let's say the price holds this area right here. So the next thing you guys should be doing is look out for support and resistance. So let's say here, we get support lines here by the system. All right, support lines there and resistance lines here. This is when you guys are in trades like this, right? And the price is moving either to the upside or to the downside like this. This is where most traders will get antsy and get out of the trade. But there's nothing to do. There is nothing that you guys need to do. All right. So when you get new support and resistance lines, then you start to watch how price reacts to support and resistance. All right. If price looks to break resistance in here, then you know, guess what? The buyers are coming in. All right. You might get some white candles like this, green candles. Close this short trade. It will close this short trade. All right. And then you can look for a move to the upside. Right. And we'll know that the buyers are coming in because we've got green candles. We don't have any white candles. We don't have any green candles. We don't even have support and resistance lines. So there's nothing to do. Right. There's nothing to do. If we get new support and resistance lines and the price breaks support, that's the redistribution phase. And guess what? We're going lower. And at that point, you guys can add capital. You can add capital when the price breaks support. Okay. All right. So be patient. There's nothing to do. Don't screw up the trade. Don't mess it up by getting out. All right. So this could have been your first position here. Right. Here's your sell short signal right here. Break of this resistance. You could have added to your position here. All right. Once we get new support and resistance, which we will at some point, if it breaks support again, that's redistribution. You can add to your position again. All right. And take it as far down as it will go. All right. There is nothing to do. You guys will know when the buying comes in just like this. Don't try to get the very bottom. Don't try to get the very top. Remember, we want the meat of the trade. Break of resistance, break of support when we go in short, break of resistance when we go in long. That's your meat of the trade. All right, so there's nothing to do. Any questions on this? Any questions on this? All right. Be careful with Forex. All right, just be careful. If you guys notice here, right, everything is mixed. We do have some consistency in the yen pairs, a little bit, right? In the New Zealand pairs, this is all mixed here. This is all mixed. All right, so just be careful, right? And especially here, the leading pairs here are all mixed. That's not what we want to see, right? We need a leading group, right? A leading group, okay? Now and why do you guys think we need a leading group? Why do you think we need a group that's leading?
I think it's a clear or clearer indication of momentum.
Very good, Stella. Very good. Right? A clear gives us a clear, because what happens is this, right? If we don't get consistency in here, even if we have it in here, if we don't see it, then it's a bit riskier, right? Right? We need to know that, hey, there is a particular group that they're pushing, right? That they're dumping a lot of capital in, that they have a lot of confidence in. All right. And once they have confidence, which is the big banks, whoever, right? Once they decide, okay, we're moving the yen pairs or we're moving the dollar pairs, then we can jump on that move. All right. So just be careful. Not a lot happening in the dollar pairs. Here's the dollar index right here. So it's kind of flat. And as you guys know, the dollar index is the barometer for the entire Forex market. So it's flat. Guess what? We're seeing that reflect right in here. So we can have nice trades, individual trades, but just be careful. All right, just be careful. Any questions for me, guys? That's all I've got. Any questions for me on anything?
Yeah. Hey, David. Question. Why do you use a TradeStation?
Oh, that's a good question. Why do we why do we use TradeStation? Are you familiar with TradeStation?
I'm not really.
Okay. So TradeStation, we build automated trading systems. So rule-based systems that are use algorithms to give us our buy and sell signals, kind of like here, buy and sell. And TradeStation is the best for what we do, for rule-based. Okay, they've been around a long time, and a lot of the big players in the market, they use TradeStation. A very robust platform. All right, very robust platform, very reliable. But the big reason, Kyle, is that it allows us to build trading systems on their platform. Okay, there is a book that we recommend. It's called Trend Following. So you guys might want to write the name down. Trend Following by Michael Koval. All right, Trend Following by Michael Koval. All right, and what Michael did was he went out to figure out what he took a look at the markets, guys. And Carl, I'm glad you mentioned this. It's a good topic. So what Michael did, right? Michael Koval noticed that markets are crashing, right? Markets are crashing, right? And I think I think this came about in 2000. I think the dot-com crash, right, around 2000. And so he realized that when markets are crashing, that money just doesn't disappear, right? So when markets are crashing, he wanted to figure out, hey, where did the money go, right? Where did the money just didn't, the capital just didn't disappear, vanish, right? So Michael Koval went on a search to figure out, right, who was on the other side of the trade, right? So he went to figure out who, you know, who's on the other side of the trade making money, right? So he found a group of traders, guys, all right? A group of traders that were consistently making money in up and down markets, all right? They were consistently making money in up and down markets. And the one thing that he found that all these traders are called trend followers, okay? Trend followers, right? And the way they trade is by trend following. So one thing that he noticed that was consistent with all these traders that were usually on the other side of the trade, okay, was on the other side of the trade, that they use automated trading systems like this here. Okay, so rule-based systems, right? Rule-based systems that told them when to buy and then when to sell. Most of those traders, right, that are profiled in the book Trend Following, right? If you guys follow baseball, right? John Henry, who owns the Boston Red Sox, right? He's one of those trend followers, right? Ed Seykota. So look it up, guys. Do your research. Ed Seykota, who's one of the most famous trend followers, he started building trading systems like this, similar to what we have today, in the 1970s. Okay, and a lot of those traders use TradeStation. So they use TradeStation to run their trading systems. Okay, so TradeStation's been around a long time. And if it's good enough for them, it's good enough for us. All right, but the big reason, Kyle, is because it's a very robust platform and we can build automated trading systems on that platform. All right, it's a long answer to your question, but it's a very good question. All
So
right.
you have the moving averages indicators on the chart, or is that your own stuff?
Yeah, so we built moving averages right here. Here's the moving averages here. We use simple moving averages, and we use support and resistance lines right here. Okay, so normally, as you guys know, as traders, you got to draw in your support and resistance lines. These are done automatically. Okay, but the big thing, what's really important, all right, is these buy and sell signals. Okay, so the buy and sell signals are based on price breakouts. So price breakouts on breakouts of resistance and then breakdown of support right here. All right, and then for you new folks, let's see here. Okay, Johnny, the name of the book is called Trend Following.
Okay,
Trend
following.
Yeah, Trend Following by Michael Koval.
Okay, I have one other question. So regarding that, like for example, your sell signal right there, and then how the market went went backwards. Like how many pips or what was the drawdown for that backwards move that the market made?
Okay, Johnny, I'm not hearing you clearly. I'm getting some noise. So what's your question, Johnny?
Can you hear me any better now?
A bit better, yeah.
My question was on that sell signal that you guys showed there.
Here, 1 second. Here,
the sell one, not the buy. That one.
The sell short. Okay, the sell short right here. Okay.
On that sell short signal, the market, it looks like the market went backwards a little bit. What was the drawdown that the market went before it went down again?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you would, let's see here. Probably 60 pips or so. I'm thinking, yeah, about 60 pips.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, 60 pips.
Thank you.
Any other questions? But that's a good question, Kyle. Good question. Okay. When we do there are two books we highly recommend. All right. There are two books we highly recommend. All right. Trading in the Zone. Okay, so Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas. That's for your mindset. All right. We give that book to our traders that do one-on-one coaching. And then the traders who get the systems, we give them the book Trend Following. Those are the two books we recommend. Yeah, I mean, there are other books, there are tons of books out there, you know, but those are the two books that I highly recommend. All right. Trend following is critical because what the concept is this, right? Let me move this. The concept is this. And this is good for even our regular traders, right? It's good to get this information again, but sometimes we forget. All right. The concept is this with trend following. All right. And we'll just use this screen here as an example, and you guys will see the power of this. Why we use trading systems and why we follow trends. Okay. And we've got a little time here because we started late. All right. So just hang on with me. All right. When we trade, guys, when we trade, I'm going to do this 1 second here because I know we've got some new folks here. So 1 second, just bear with me. This is good information. All right. We can never get enough of this information. All right. So just bear with me here. All right. 1 second. Let me pull this up. All right. So for the new folks that are here, I want you guys to take a picture of this screen here. All right. Do you guys see that? The 4 market phases that every trader must know. You guys see that? Yes or no?
Yeah.
All right. So
Yes,
take
we
a,
see it.
okay. So take up for the new traders here, take a picture of it. Take a picture of it. I recommend you guys laminate it, print it, laminate it. Okay. The 4 market phases that every trader must know. Number 1, accumulation. Number 2, markup. Number 3, distribution. Number 4, markdown. And within the markup phase, you've got reaccumulation. That's where you would add to your trade. All right. And then in the markdown phase, you've got redistribution. That's what we just talked about, right? You would add going to the downside, like the pound yen. Okay, so you guys should have that. So I'm gonna close it. All right, I'm gonna close it here. All right, so let's go back to the trading screen here and follow me. Okay, can you guys just help me out here? Can you guys see the trading screen? My trading screen here, Monster Scalper.
Yep.
I
see
see
it.
it.
Okay, very good. Okay, so let's go through this. Let's go through this, right? The 4 market phases that every trader must know, right? So markdown phase, accumulation, markup, distribution, markdown. Okay, all right. Okay, so we always want to be buying. We want to buy on a break of resistance. So we know that the buyers are in. The buyers are coming in, buy on a break of resistance. Here was our buy signal here to get in. If the price comes down, and breaks support, we want to get out of the trade. We want to get out quickly. So here was our buy signal here, and we sold here. Here was our sell signal to get out. We automate this, and this is why trend followers use automated trading systems, because guess what? It's rule-based. It's going to do the same thing over and over. All right. Okay. All right. So it's going to do the same thing over and over. No emotions. So we bought here, sold here. We took a small loss. When we trade and we follow trend following, we want to take small losses, big wins. Small losses, big wins. We need those small losses, guys. We need to take small losses. We can't, most traders will have big losses, small wins. So if you guys look here, price broke resistance. We got a buy signal here. Price came down. We can't control price. We can only react to what it does. So bought here, sold here, took a small loss. All right. Price did this and then came all the way down. All right. But we're out here, took a small loss. We're not holding all the way down here. Right. And the cool thing about trading systems, and our trading systems in particular, is that it's going to wait. It's going to wait, it's going to wait, it's going to wait, it's going to wait, it's going to wait until the real buying comes in. Okay, like here, broke resistance right in here, right? Give a buy signal. Guess what? Price broke support. Okay, the sellers are back in control. We got a sell signal here. All right, then here, price broke resistance right here, this resistance right here. Where most traders are trying to not have losses, we don't really care about losses, right? Because we know eventually we'll get a big run, right? Because we follow the concept of trend following. The way we make money in the markets, guys, any market, is that this is a game of numbers, game of probabilities. So we want small losses, big wins. Okay, small losses, big wins. This big win right here will pay for these little losses, right? There's a great little song that Ed Sakota wrote. Okay, so you guys go on Google, pull him up, Ed Sakota. He's the godfather of this type of trading, and it's called the Whipsaw song. Bill, is Bill here?
Yeah, don't make me sing it. It's a good song, though.
It's a good song, right?
David, that song is what I always remember meeting you for the first time. It was in 2018. When I first heard it, I thought, wow, that's so silly. But I still remember it to this day.
It's called the Whipsaw song. And with that song, and basically what it says is this: you get a whip and I get a saw. It's a whipsaw. This is a whipsaw, right? And most of us, we try to get away from having this whipsaw. They're going to happen. We're going to have losses. So Ed Sakota put this song together, and this is a simple little song that has all it's amazing that a simple song like that, right, has everything we need to know and do, and most importantly, when we trade. So you get a whip and I get a saw. You get a whip and I get a saw. One good trend pays for them all. Let me repeat. You get a whip and I get a saw. You get a whip and I get a saw. One good trend pays for them all. Right? So guess what? This is part of the game. It's just part of the game. But guess what? This is also part of the game. And our job is to stay in these trends. So Kyle, I'm going back to your question, right? Why do we use TradeStation, right? Why do we use trend following? Why do we trade using that way? Because guess what? We know we'll get this. In trading, we know we'll get this. We can't get away from this, right? So but we need this. Most traders, this is what they do, right? Most traders, this is what they do. And that's why most traders do not succeed in trading. They get big losses, small wins. So they'll have big losses, small wins, small wins. Even if they're lucky enough to get small losses, they also get small gains, right? So they never get anywhere because it's really hard, guys, to stay in profitable trades, right? So let's take a look here. And it's just what it is, right? So if you guys look here, this short trade right here, right? We can take 10 traders and put them on this trade right here. They'll all trade this differently, right? They would all trade this differently, but this is only one trade. Here was the sell short. We should be all the way, and there should be nothing to do. But we can take 10 traders and they will all trade it differently. One price action, 10 different ways. Okay. So I know that's a long, that's long, but good information, right? Because sometimes we forget, we forget that, hey, we need this, we need to follow the trend. We need to stay in the trade as long as possible, okay? Until the buyers come in, right? We'll never get the absolute top. We'll never get the absolute bottom, but we want to stay in the trade. And guess what? We have some traders that are really, really good. They don't need an automated system, all right? But most of us don't. I mean, most of us do. We need an automated system. I do. I certainly do. I get very emotional when I trade. All right, Peter, you have a question?
Let's say you day trade and you trade on a shorter time frame.
Okay.
Let's just say you trade on the hour or 15, 30 minutes. Would you trade it any differently on a shorter time frame?
No. So let's pull up, that's a good one. No. So yeah, you will have the same, it will follow the same price action. Okay, it will follow the same price action. It will follow the same support and resistance, right? Just on a smaller time frame. They will still follow the 4 market phases. So you don't do anything differently. The moves are just quicker, right? So if you look here, this is on a 5 minute, right? This is the markdown phase here on the 5 minute. Here is accumulation right here. Okay, so this is pound yen on the 5 minute. Here is accumulation. Guess what? A buy signal here is getting in that markup phase. Okay, so if you look here, so and this is on the 5 minute now. Just know when you trade on the smaller time frame, your decision, not that you have to make a decision, but just know that every 5 minutes when the candle closes, because the candle will close every 5 minutes, you might have to make a decision, just like here. All right, so you've got to be in front of it, or you've got to watch it. So 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes. On this 5 minute here, we got a buy signal right here on the break of resistance. So here is your markdown phase, markdown phase, markdown phase, accumulation, buy signal. So it's looking to get in the markup phase. Okay, on a 1 minute, you can do the same thing on a 1 minute time frame. Okay, you're just gonna get a lot more noise. Yes, Peter, you had another question?
No, that was just my only question.
That was it. Okay. Yeah, but any time frame, even on if you move it back to the monthly time frame. So let's stay here, monthly time frame, same thing here. Okay, markdown phase, markup phase, markdown phase, accumulation. Here is accumulation right here. Here's accumulation right here. Resistance, support right here. Price is looking to break this resistance, right? It's getting in that markup phase right here. So any time frame. Look at this here. This is why we use, even on a monthly time frame, buy signal here, price failed, we got a sell signal here. Look what happened after the sell signal, right? This is why we use trading systems, because it's very difficult for us to do this, because we assume, guess what, that the price will go back up, right? We think that it will go back up, right? We think it will go back up here, 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 all the way down. We're thinking that, hey, it's got to go back up, right? And this is, look here, the high for pound yen was in 2008. So if you got in here, if you bought anywhere in this area here, check this out. If you bought, let's say you bought here, you were good enough to buy here, right at the buy signal here, right? Price went up like this and came back down, and you felt, well, you know, I really think I've got a good sense, like most people are thinking now with Bitcoin, right? Right? You know, it's got to go back up, right? But guess what? It hasn't. Pound yen, look at this. Pound yen hasn't been, this was the high here. And this is why we do this stuff. Yeah. Here was the high. Here was the high, 2008, and the price is right here. And it's 2022. It's 2022 and the price is right here. 2008 is right here, right? The same could happen here. We just don't know, right? No one knows, right? But guess what? Look here for a second. Guess what? If we were just out, if we just were out here, right? We saved all this pain. We had a chance to get in here again, get out here, saved all this pain, all this aggravation. All right. So that's it. All right, guys. Any more questions? Any more questions?
David is here. Real quick, can you look at the USD CAD for a second?
USD, which pair?
USD CAD. CAD.
Dollar CAD. All right.
Yeah, dollar CAD.
All right, 1 second here. Let me change this. Okay, dollar CAD. What time frame are you looking at?
Oh, I was looking at the H4 time frame.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So let's see here. So what phase is this, guys? What phase is this? What phase is this? Anyone?
At the markup, just came out of accumulation.
Yep. So it just, good job, Brian. It just came off accumulation. All right, just came off accumulation. There's your accumulation right here. Here's your markdown, right? And guess what? The buyers are back in. So Zaire, this is a pretty good trade. If you're looking to go long,
Yeah, that's what I was looking at. I also in the Great Britain JPY, but I was looking to enter in this one too
Okay.
to go long.
Yeah. So the only concern right here, right now, is that it's that whole group there is mixed. So you've got some that are down. These are the dollar pairs. These are the dollar pairs. So you've got some that are down, some that are up. One's neutral here. So you don't have any consistency. So, you know, you could take this trade. You've got a break of resistance. Buyers are definitely in, right? You got your buy signal here. Let me open this up. Okay, so you've got your nice big candle that tells us that real buyers are in here. All right. So you can take this trade. Just know that, right? You don't have all. We want the majority of the pairs going in one direction. Okay, so you've got support. But
Also, David, it's showing 15.17 on your range indicator over there too. So it's not even above 20.
it's okay. So where is it at, Brian?
Right down there.
Yeah. So I would be, I would be careful. You could take it. Just know that if it breaks support, I would look at this support right here. You've got to get out. Okay. So you could have a support right here. All right. So if it gets to this number here, you've got to get out, because what it could do is like this, right? And that's a good point, Brian. It's not over 20. So it's really not starting, it's not trending at all. All right. So what could happen? And this happens a lot, you know, where price moves like this, you got buying coming in here, like kind of like this here, and then we come back down and then moves back down. So I would just be a bit careful. If you were down in this area in here, I would have a lot more confidence with it. So let's say this support, let's do this. Let's see here. Let's move it to a larger time frame to see if we can find. Let's see here.
Yeah, it's making higher highs, higher lows.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, you might have an opportunity here. Let's draw a trend line here. Okay. Right in here. All right. Okay, so yeah, there is an opportunity here. Okay, so you're in a nice upward trend. I would look, you could get in, but it's a bit early. All right, and what you're hoping to have happen is this here. Okay, and if we look, this could be resistance right here. I'm gonna do this. This could be a good opportunity. You're a bit early, but 1 second. Just follow me. All right. Okay, so here is your upward trend. Look, notice what happened after price follow this. Look at this area in here, this area in here, this area in here, this area in here. All right. So follow me. This area in here, this consolidation, accumulation, broke resistance. All these red candles got a white candle, price moved higher. This is on the daily time frame. Same thing here. Consolidation, right? This will give you a lot of clues to what might happen. Same thing here. Price broke, white candle. This white candle is a neutral candle, okay? Then followed by green candles, price moved higher. All right, we don't have any white candles yet. Okay, that doesn't mean you will not get it, right? But it's next. Usually when the price breaks resistance, right, it gets into this moving average here, right? That's when you'll start to see buying coming in. You're early, but it's setting up. Okay, what you've got on your side is that it's got higher highs. Okay, like Peter just said, it's got higher highs, right? I mean, higher lows rather, higher lows. So price is moving higher. Okay, you got a big resistance in here, right? A big resistance in here. You can get in, but I would just be careful. Okay, you do have a buy signal under 240. So let's do this. It's setting up nicely, but you might not be ready yet. This is what you guys want to do though. You want to look for these big trades like Peter did. And 240. So don't give up. If it's not ready yet, don't give up. Don't give up on it and put it away. Keep at it. Keep at it. Keep at it. I know Kim will do that. Kim will watch those trades for a long time.
Ken,
Oh.
if I may ask you a question, I know you trade full time. Just looking for a little bit of wisdom. Is there any changes that you made that made you consistently profitable?
Peter, is that for Kim?
Yeah, that's for Ken.
Let me unmute.
What'd you guys ask me?
Okay, Peter, go ahead.
Yes, Ken, I know you trade full time Forex. Just looking for some nuggets of wisdom. Was there any changes you made, one or two, that made you consistently profitable?
All right. Tampa Bay touchdown. They win it, man.
Tampa Bay does well, you do well.
That's my answer, man. Yeah. 27-27. They going to overtime against the Rams.
Wow.
They were down by 3 touchdowns, man. Anyway, all right. What I start doing is really just sticking to the charts, and my attitude has been, either you're gonna follow the charts or you're not. You're gonna have a system or you're not. Are you gonna wing it and feel that you know more than what the charts are telling you? In other words, the bond desk that's in London, you're going to tell me what those guys are doing before they actually are doing it. So the only way that you're going to know, like looking at this chart of the US dollar, Canadian dollar, that tells you that the buyers are coming in right now. Yes, absolutely. It's a bit early when you look at it on a daily chart, but when you look at, if you're trading on a 240-minute time frame, it's time to get into that trade and don't overthink it. Okay, put it this way. Ask David, would he short this at this point?
Oh, would I short it?
Yeah.
No.
See, there you go. Now tell them why you wouldn't short it.
Okay, so let's see here. If I wanted to short this, guys, right? If
Yeah, the moving average is going down, sloping down. So some people say, yeah, I want to short it. I think it's going to continue to go down.
Yeah.
Fundamental price.
So that's a good question, right? So it's always, when we look at trading, right, it's always risk reward, right? When would have been the time to short it? So here would have been the time to short it. Okay, so if we pull up if you try to short it here, it's way too late. So here would have been your short. So let's turn on the short system here. All right. That's a good point. That's a very, very good point. Okay, so let's turn on the short here. You know, we always talk about, you know, buy low, sell high. But when it comes to trading, we sometimes do the opposite. So we would have shorted it here. This is where we would have shorted it all the way down here. We can't short it down in this area here. And you know, after you guys do this for a while, you'll just know. You'll know it's over. It's over. The short, it's over. Now, can anything happen? Absolutely. Just like here, right? Just like here. But guess what? Your opportunity is to the long side right now. All right, your opportunity is to the long side. If it fails, let's look here. This is support. This is pretty good support. I mean, it's pretty good support, right? Pretty good support here. It's holding here on the daily, holding here. Now, if we wanted to go short, we would have to get a break. All right, that would be redistribution. We would have to get a breakdown in this area here. So no break of support. Guess what? The buyers are coming in, green candles, you got to buy. You got to buy. That doesn't mean that, okay, that doesn't mean that the price doesn't come back down. The sellers could come back down and take that's okay. That's part of trading. Right? Just like here, right? Buyers came in, it's part of it, right? We just get out. We get out, take the loss and wait again, right? So a lot of times, let's say we get in this trade here. So let me turn this off here. All right. We've got to, and that's why I really like Peter's story, right? He really hung in there and stayed with the trade. This might be, Zaire, this might be an amazing trade for you. All right. But you've got to stay with it. All right. So let's do this here. You've got to stay with it. It's good that you're watching it, but guess what? Your first buy might not be your first entry might not work out for you. So let's say you get in here on this buy signal, comes down, fail, gets out. Guess what? It might accumulate here for a bit longer, right? So it might accumulate for another week or 2 weeks, all right? Or another month or 6 months. And then give another buy signal. And that buy signal might be the one that really takes this thing up, breaks resistance here, and just really takes off, right? So you've got an amazing setup here. This is a great setup here. It's a great setup. You've got resistance right here. Price is closing in, right? Look at this. Price is closing in. Right? You got an ascending triangle happening here, right? As price squeezes, price is getting squeezed, right? Look here, right? Price is getting squeezed. As it gets squeezed, guess what? It's gonna break out somewhere. It's either gonna break out to the downside, okay? Break this trend line here, or break to the upside. It's gonna have to do something. The more it gets squeezed, right? The more it gets squeezed, the more volatile it's going to be, the more violent it's going to be when it breaks, either to the upside or to the downside. Okay, and guess what? It's done it before. So don't give up on these trades, guys. When you watch them like this, Keep them on your radar. All right, keep them on your radar.
And whoever brought this chart up, remember the Fed's gonna raise the interest rate in March. So I think this is what happens to the US dollar when interest goes up. The value of the dollar goes up. So that's could happen, that breaks out of that resistant line. So it will be a huge break going up. And there's 3 or 4 rate hikes coming in this year.
Yeah, so yeah, don't give up. If you look here, this is the last time, right? This is the last time it broke out, right here. Look, these are big moves. These are big moves on the daily, right? You can trade it on the 40, on the 240, but you'll capture all of this move. So it's setting up to do another one of these. All right, so stay with it. Stay with it. If it forces you out of the trade, get out. Get out, but keep it on your radar, right? Because it's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time. And guess what? Either way, if it penetrates resistance, breaks resistance, it will be a big move. If it fails, breaks the trend line and move down, that's going to be a big move also. Okay, so either way, you're good. If it breaks that trend line, right, and moves to the downside, you could get a move like this. Right, you can get a move like this. So don't be married to the upside. Either way, if it breaks that trend line right here, right, guess what? It could go down. But watch it. Something is happening here. It's setting up. You know, it's setting up. The bias would be to the upside. But boy, it can really move down to the downside. All right. Does that help, Zaire?
Yeah, David, it helps so much. So what I'll do, like somewhat what Brian did last week, and he mentioned that what they call like a head fake. So I'm just gonna watch it to see if it pulls back a little bit more, and then I'll probably, probably take my bet there.
It might do like a cup and handle, right?
Right.
Just retraces back. All right, kind of test the support down in this area here, and then head over. So yeah, just kind of watch it, wait, but don't give up on it. Just this could be a good trade. This could be a good trade setting up. All right.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Anything else? All right. That's it. Let's do this here. Like I said, be careful with Forex this week. Now, we don't have a lot of direction this week. Okay. Things could change quickly. But I wouldn't go heavy on anything, right? In Forex, just trade lightly for now. Bitcoin, keep an eye on it. We'll watch it, and we'll post if anything is happening. But look for that 30,000. We'll look for that 30,000 mark, and then from there we can see what the price action will do. All right. So just keep an eye on it. All right. Take care, guys. If there aren't any other questions, I will see you guys.
David, I got one question. I'm sorry. So this is Johnny again. I'm new. Obviously, this is my first time being on your thing. I found you on Meetup.
Okay.
And so your whole system here is new to me. So how would I get plugged into learning more about it and signing up, if that's what it is, to try to start using it for myself?
Okay, Johnny, just send me a message on Meetup. Okay, right after we are done, and then you can also go on the website monstertradingsystems.com. So monstertradingsystems.com.
Okay.
Just send me a message when we're done here, and I'll get you to the right place. All right.
All right.
All right, guys. Hey, have a great trading week. Make lots of money. Be careful trading, like I said, Forex. One more thing before I leave. Okay, one more thing. Almost forgot. Equities. All right. If you're not shorting or getting puts, be careful. If you're not shorting or if you're not getting puts, be careful. All right. The VIX is at 28, almost 29. All right. So a lot more volatility is getting the market. Sell signals across the board. Right. Everything is in the markdown phase. All right. Remember, one up day doesn't change this. A lot has to happen for this to change. All the sectors are down except for 4. This is not good. This is not good. All right. So VIX is up. The major indexes are all down. You can see here, right? These sectors are not doing well at all. So I think we did 2 puts and 1 call for our sniper trader, and that call is just a hedge, just in case, just a hedge. All right, so be careful with equities. All right, I should have mentioned that earlier. Be careful with equities. All right, they could come in really heavy and push this market down. And guess who's gonna do well? Peter. You loaded up, baby. Oh, all right. So have a great week, guys. Have a great week. But be careful with these markets, okay? Be careful with these markets. Take care. Have a good week. Bye-bye.
Thank you, David. Good luck, everyone.